Alright, we're here at the tombstone of Billy, Tom, and Charlie. It's a really nice day for a read. I really wish I had like a book or something. There's the other, wait a minute, what is this? Is that James B. Mills in the Days of Billy the Kid? I'm gonna have to check this one out. Alright, so yeah, our book review of the week is In the Days of Billy the Kid. This one is again by James B. Mills. So yeah, I will read it as I walk and then I will update you guys. I think I'm going the right way. I just need a signal. There we go. But anyway, yeah, let's get back to talking about this book and let's actually take a look at the cover. And the cover up top, we got the title there, In the Days of Billy the Kid, as well as our subtitle. And then just beautiful, beautiful artwork going on here with this painting. And then, of course, we got James's name as the author there. Onto the spine of the book, we see the author's name right up top, Mills, as well as more of that artwork right there. And then the title, In the Days of Billy the Kid, as well as the publishing, UNT Press. So on the back we see a little bit about the book as well as some snippets from other authors discussing their thoughts on this book in particular. Again, with more continuation of a painting there. We see UNT Press and the ISBN if you need it. On the inside we do got a picture of James. This one clocks in at 478 pages. Though, like any good research book, it has lots of notes and where you can find all these sources. So there is a section here, much like his other one, that has photographs from the story depicting the people, the places, and the times. And there's one in particular I'm really interested in. Let me see if I can find it. It's actually a painting, and that's where we're headed. So hopefully I can find this. Right here is a photograph of Jose Chavez's final resting place. You can see it was actually courtesy of Josh Slatton, so pretty cool. So yeah, don't let the size of this one deter you. I know in some other cases, hey, we're not talking about you. But yeah, I know in some other cases, this could fall into some textbooky material, but this is going to go by super quick for you. You're going to sit down and not be able to put it down, at least in my own. I think what James has done is just really, really great work here because he's also making it more accessible for younger. I think so much of the historical field relies on making history fun for, modern younger audiences because they're the ones that are going to have to carry it on past us. And I think that's what James has done so well for the field, is actually make it more exciting and able to connect better with younger audiences. So yeah, I mean, continuing to do the good work, but yeah, let's get back to our journey.
They told me there were over 200 Texans out here, all the way from the community.
Alright, so overall, I do think James did a wonderful job putting this one together. I was really looking forward to this one because even though the Billy the Kid El Bandito Simpatico was really good, excellent, as you guys know, it is my #1 Billy the Kid book. Go pick it up if you haven't. I was really looking forward to this one because it includes people that, yeah, I guess we do briefly touch upon here and there, but we really don't know their lives as much. At least I don't. So this was really kind of going in blind for me, and I learned a ton. And that's where, when we get to the rating, I think it's going to be a little bit harder. It reads very eloquently, again, like a novel. And I think that's what's really cool, especially in this case, because Billy the Kid, huge topic, it reaches the mainstream. But for James to take 4 people that, again, get very little mention, briefly, usually only with Billy the Kid, and dedicate a whole almost 500-page book to them, I think that's awesome, because now we're going to get their stories out to the mainstream in ways that haven't really been before. He expands the world of Billy the Kid so much, and helping to tell more of the Hispano side, obviously with his El Bandito book, but now just the Hispano kind of look into the tensions that really built the Lincoln County War. And much like his other book, I think something that Mills does really well here is just separating the myth and legend from the truth and telling you the truthful story, because it helps really paint the world in such a different light when you read it from more than just even the Billy side. You know, the Lincoln County War affected so many more people than just Billy and the regulators. And I know, like, James has already talked about, like, Billy's side of the story. So now I think when you look at some of Billy's quotes and then think about this book, it makes a whole lot more sense why he was able to connect with them as well. So anytime I'm reading a book like this, I'm always taking tons of notes, more than I can really keep track of. And what I want to do this time is do some sticky notes. Now I only did pick 6 here because obviously I want you guys to go help support James and pick up the book for yourselves, because I think you guys will really enjoy it as well. But also, there would just be way too many sticky notes. So I've limited it to 6. I'll show you guys the ones I want to talk about. But yeah, let's get started. They're mainly like factoids or little stories and stuff like that that I've learned. So if you look up top here, you can see this bigger yellow one. And that's actually where Billy dies. So about halfway through the book, Billy dies. And obviously this story is not about him per se, but more people of his time. But it's a fun kind of little crossover event that you see in this book that you also saw in El Bandito Simpatico. And that's like the last kind of sighting of Billy in here as well. But I think that kind of really shows the strength of it is, does it get better after Billy dies? Or is it better before or during his life? I don't know. I guess everyone's a little different. I think I learned more post his death, and I mean, obviously, I only kept 6 post-it notes, but the majority of them come post his death. So maybe I'm in a little bit more of the camp of the book got a little bit better post his death, and again, I think that just comes from the fact I learned more from this book. I mean, a lot of this stuff was brand new to me, so thanks for delivering another great book. This first posted note here really comes from chapter 1, and it talks about Jose Chavez's birthday, which was in 1850, a whole year before I actually thought he was born. So that is something new that I learned from reading this. Maybe you guys learned from watching this, or as well reading this book if you've read it before me. But definitely something new for me. This sticky note around 227 kind of starts to go into Juan Patron going into Kansas City, Missouri, and Kansas City has really been popping up a lot lately, and I guess that's maybe why it stood out to me, because if you guys have paid attention to some of our other book reviews recently, Kansas City has been locations for them as well. So again, just some new stuff, and maybe this is just more reason for me to get back out there. I mean, I've been playing around with the idea, but hey, if we can film some videos on Patron out there, and obviously Billy's stuff in Wichita, I mean, sounds like we could have a fun little road trip. But yeah, that's that sticky note, something I learned there. Of course, the big sticky note, like I talked about, was the last sighting of Billy Bonney. And as James says here, Martin watched his amigo begin slowly shrinking into the distance for the final time. And then, of course, right below goes into the Las Vegas Daily Optic saying that, you know, Billy had been killed. But again, it's just kind of a fun little crossover between both books. So if you've read Billy's book, which I hope you guys have because it's fantastic, but if you have, and you get to this part, it's just like, whoa, it's a little crossover. Going to the sticky note on page 301 is another thing about Jose Chavez. Perhaps he's the person that I was most interested in with this book, just given the amount of sticky notes we're talking about here. But this one is because Jose Chavez, as you can see there, it says, became familiar with the boyish Robert Ford, or Bob Ford as he was known, and, you know, Bob Ford, the dirty little coward that shot Mr. Howard, Jesse James. Obviously, I have a lot of interest in that topic. I don't cover it as much as Billy or like Doc Holliday, but the whole Bob Ford, Jesse James stuff and the connection with our family always fascinated me. So just something I need to get back into and do more of. And I think this is just really kind of fun that there's a connection here with Jose and Bob. And it's not the first like famed like Wild West figure that Bob Ford connects with. So yeah, at some point I gotta really sit down and hammer out some stuff about Bob Ford. But just another little fun story. Again, I don't want to give away too much when I talk about this stuff, because I want you guys to read the book for yourself. The sticky notes on 403 and the other one, 415, really just cover, again, Jose Chavez. At this point, no surprise, right? I guess for me, that's where a lot of my sticky notes went to. But these ones really cover documents from the trial of Jose Chavez for the murder of Gabriel Sandoval. And then 415 is where his sentence is commuted by Miguel Otero, who's the governor of New Mexico at the time. But yeah, let's keep on trekking. It's a really good book. I mean, can't complain. James always does really fantastic work. You guys are going to love it. And I don't know if I said it earlier, but there is multiple sections of pictures. I think I just made it sound like there was one earlier in the review. But yeah, there's actually multiple picture sections in this book, which is always good. You can put faces to names or names to faces, because maybe you guys recognize the name, or maybe you guys have seen the picture but don't know who it is. So always fun there. And James lists tons of sources at the end of the book, so if you guys want to dabble and go down the rabbit hole too, just go at the back of the book. You can start doing some research. So overall, I think if you guys are any fan of history, and especially history of Billy the Kid, New Mexico, Lincoln County War, all that kind of stuff, you guys have to have both these in your collection. They're both fantastic. I give them both a 9 or a 10. Very, very solid reads. I mean, I think James just really paints a picture of the times in a way that hasn't really been done before, and just brings it so much more alive and just makes everybody feel human. So many times I think the people that become legend become that. We forget to remember that they were human, and we already saw what he did with the Billy book, but to add on and just really paint a picture of the Hispanos and the time, and especially the four gentlemen, mainly covered here, I think it's fantastic. It just makes the world so much more alive in a way that's not just that two-dimensional look into New Mexico of the time. So definitely recommend both of them. Like I said, get it. The newest one is The Days of Billy the Kid, which is a great companion piece. Not as big as the Billy one, but I think you might learn even more. If I had to say which one was my favorite, it's hard to say, because I think obviously if you want Billy the Kid, get the Billy the Kid El Bandito one. But if you're a fan of history and learning new stuff, you might learn more from In the Days of Billy the Kid. I mean, I feel like I did. Maybe that's just me. Everyone's different. But very much recommend it. But now that I got that, we do have one final stop to get to. So yes, there's our review of James Mills' latest book. Another very fascinating read. And wait a minute. What is... Oh, it's the painting. Yeah, actually, guys, we are now in Las Vegas. There's 7th and Douglas. Down there, it's that intersection there. But yeah, there is our review of In the Days of Billy the Kid by James B. Mills. Definitely recommend his books as per usual. He's a fantastic writer, and I think you'll not only learn a lot, but enjoy what you're learning at the same time. So make sure to go check it out. For more Culz Book Reviews, click the link to your left. For more about us here at Culz Paranormal, click the link to your right. And don't forget to hit that like and give us a subscribe. And let us know, have you read either of Mills's books? And what's something else we should read? Tell us in the comments below.